Welcome, I'm Erin Miller, founder of Virtue House, creator of History with Humility, and professor of History and Ethnic Studies. Before we begin exploring the people, events, and ideas that shape the past, I'd like to share something important. Many students enter a history course wondering whether they're good at history, often worrying about memorizing dates, remembering names, or keeping track of countless events. Reality, however, is that history is about much more than memorization. At its heart, history is about asking questions, examining evidence, considering different perspectives, and developing thoughtful explanations about the world around us. The good news is that you probably use many of those skills already. So in this brief video, I'd like to explain why you may be thinking more like a historian than you realize. For example, if you've ever argued about what really happened in a situation, who was responsible, what caused it, or whether something was fair, then you've already started thinking like a historian, not by memorizing dates, not by repeating facts, but by interpreting events. Now, a lot of people come into history thinking it's mainly about remembering information. In reality, historians don't just collect facts. Instead, they ask questions like, what caused this? What evidence do we actually have? Whose perspective are we hearing? And whose are we missing? And what does all of this mean? Because history is not simply about the past. Rather, it's about how we make sense of the past. Now think about something simple. Imagine that two people tell you completely different versions of the same event. One person says, it wasn't my fault. Meanwhile, the other person says, they caused the whole thing. So what do? Most people immediately start asking questions. What actually happened? What evidence do I have? Is one version missing something? Is someone biased? This question matters. In other words, you compare accounts, you weigh evidence, and you make a judgment. In that process, that's historical thinking. In fact, historians do this all the time. They analyze evidence, they compare perspectives, they look for causes, they consider context, and they build arguments based on what they can support, not simply on what they feel, but on what they can show. Throughout this series, we're going to focus on those skills, not just what happened in history, but how to think about history like a historian. Because once you understand the process, you can read sources more clearly, write stronger arguments, and make sense of complex issues from both the past and the present. So here's a quick question to think about. Think of a time when two people disagreed about what happened. Then ask yourself, what evidence did each person use? What might they have left out? And how did you decide what you believed? That's the starting point. You don't need to become a historian by memorizing more. Instead, you get there by thinking more carefully. The good news is, you've already started.